What's up, people? Blockchain investing, Wingless here. Thank you so much. I want to give a thank you to Crypto right now, YouTuber that I watch. Thank you so much. I just was checking out your channel. You're live broadcasting. I don't know where you are, but SingularDTV came on and Zach LeBeau came up and started talking. And man, am I excited. Thank you so much for that. I got a huge part of my portfolio invested in SingularDTV. I believe heavily in what they're doing, and now hearing that is just even more fuel to my fire already. I mean, I invested in SingularDTV initially because I love movies. I just love movies. I love storytelling, and if I had enough money, I would go see a movie in the theater every single week, if not one, if not all of them. I just love the experience, and so anyway, I just love movies so much. So I thought I would invest my money into something that I know I love, and I love entertainment movies. So I threw a bunch of money at it, and it is doing very, very, very well. Over the last 2 days, has done very well. Over the last week has done very well. Me, personally, I just wanted to give an update, man. I'm just so excited about this. In the last 2 days, I have added to my value the same amount of money that I started with. So, I have so much money now, it's insane. I've never had this much money in my life. And it's nuts. I know some of the currencies are blown up. Some of them aren't the true value. I know if I were to cash out today, I would not get the dollar amount that it says. I'd probably get a couple $1,000 less, maybe 1,000 or 2 less, just because of exchange fees, and because once you start selling thousands of dollars of currencies, the market tends to drop. So, it's just supply and demand. Simple supply and demand. So I know that that's not what I would have, but man, even if I were to cash out, I still would have more money than I've ever had. I've never had this kind of money in my life. I have, to this week, it has to do with Reddcoin. Reddcoin is going crazy, and Verge is just exploding too. Verge is going through the roof. I love it. Reddcoin initially, again, I think I put $10 in the beginning, but then during my research, I found out that it's like a social network trying to compete with Facebook, and I agree with social networks, and obviously there's a use case and a market for that. So I think I put a little more. I think I doubled down on that. But now my Reddcoin is over $100. It's worth over $100. It's crazy. Verge is over $100 worth. It's sick. It's silly, folks. It's silly. Bitcoin is almost up to $2,000. I know everyone last week was talking about selling Litecoin because Litecoin crashed down to $20, but that is recovering very nicely. I think it's back up to 27, something like that. I did make some moves this week and sell some currencies and buy some more. Can't recall what they are off the top of my head, but this is what I've been waiting for, folks. This is what I've been waiting for. I remember listening to Tony Robbins' book, and Tony Robbins said something profound that really affected me. And he was talking about a situation where he lost, I think it was like he lost $1 million one day. And how the thought of losing $1 million really, shocks me, right? Whoa. Who loses $1 million? Could you imagine losing $1 million in a day? And that's what Tony Robbins said. Can you imagine losing $1 million in a day? Because if you can't imagine losing $1 million in a day, you never will have the opportunity to be able to make $4 million in one day, like he did. He said he made $4 million in one day. And it's just like kind of starting to live with that mentality of money is not a fixed supply. That money, we can gain more money. You got to get off the money thing, though. It's not money anymore. It's value. We're looking at producing value here and gaining value and gaining wealth. And that's different than money. And when you stop looking at the little green dollars and you just start looking at how much value can I produce, losing $1 million doesn't seem all too far-fetched to me, as long as I know that I can make money, as long as I know I can produce value. I mean, if I lose $1 million, it doesn't mean that I'm a lesser of a person. I'm still the person that I am today, that I was yesterday. I can still produce more value. I'm still worth it, right? I'm not worthless anymore. What's in my bank account is not what I measure my worth in. You know, it's I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just so excited about all of this, man. About being able to have money, and this crypto space is just really cool. It's just really cool. It's really the only thing that can keep my attention. Like, it's the only thing that, like, I'm like totally ADD, right? Like, I find something cool and I like research it and I figure out what it is. I'm like, awesome, that's cool. And like the next thing pops up and I'm like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing. And then like I research that for a few weeks and the next thing pops up and I'm like, that's really cool. And like that's how it's been like kind of my whole life, bouncing from technology to technology, or earlier it manifested in games. It went from game to game to game to game. There's no game that can keep my attention for longer than like 3 weeks. So it started with that, but then as you start playing games and you start going in, I don't know, man, it's like jobs, people, friendships. It's just like stuff just doesn't keep me. And then all of a sudden I get into this cryptocurrency space and I realize that I found something that really suits me, man, as I can bounce from cryptocurrency to cryptocurrency to cryptocurrency and find the most exciting ones, and it keeps my attention, and I see this going on in the future, and I don't see it ending. I feel like this is something I can sink my teeth into that I'm not going to stop looking into for the rest of my life. So I'm invested in the blockchain future, and more so than the blockchain future, it's kind of like I was saying, this is, most of them are based on a fixed supply. So it's based on, at that point, once you have a fixed supply that cannot be changed, then you're working across forces of supply and demand, which is, in essence, the free market. So not only am I investing in the blockchain future, but I'm investing in the free market future. Like, this is the free market. This is what Milton Friedman envisioned, for us to have a monetary system that is detached from the state. This is what the pilgrims and the pioneers of our country envisioned when they wanted to remove the church from the state. They wanted to dissect that and get rid of that, and they were able to do that. And I see that this is be able to dissect finance from the state and make the state actually be able to act a little more responsibly, a little more fairly, more like other businesses that are actually going to have to produce value in order to produce something to gain value, instead of just stealing from its constituents, the civilians of its that happen to be born there. I'm invested in free trade, in the free trade market system that is cryptocurrency. Yay, cryptocurrency. Yay, future. I can't wait to see what I have next week. Stay tuned, folks. Reddcoin and Verge. Thank you. SingularDTV. If you don't have any, oh my god, get some. Seriously. Also, I got some of the token cards. The token cards are the debit card system that's going to run on top of SingularDTV, so they'll be able to spend at a physical location. And those dice tokens finally launched, and I'm going to make a video here those pretty soon about the dice tokens and what they are actually really worth. I did the math, mathed it all out. So thank you everyone for watching. It's been fun. Peace.